For the Black Coast campaign, set in Western Brun, the 6 initial player characters will be first-level versions of the pre-generated characters introduced in Accessory AC3, the kidnapping of Princess Arelina. As they are pre-generated characters with portraits, their name, gender, appearance, and ability scores have already been determined. For the first character, we will now go through each step of fully creating this character. For the remaining 5 characters, we will just show and comment on the end results. The first character is Berklai, a human fighter. With 4 ability scores of 15 or better, Berklai is an above-average adventurer. The creator of this character did not choose to lower intelligence to 10 in order to increase strength to 18. So Berklai is quite intelligent, with above-average scores in physical attributes and charisma. Using the human place of origin generator for Berklai, we roll 86, indicating a rural area of the Kingdom of Lima. Going to the rural location table, a roll of 2 on 1d8 indicates the farm lies to the northeast of Lima. We shall now generate Berklai's family background from the Mystara player's survival kit. We start with table 3b to determine if Berklai's parents are alive, dead, or missing. Berklai is aged 27, so there is no age modifier to the roll. Rolling the percentile dice, we get 56 for his father, named Nadnito, and 40 for his mother, named Srusho. Srusho is alive, however Nadnito appears to have passed away recently. We now roll 1d8 on table 3c to determine Nadnito's cause of death. A 7 indicates an unnatural death. The manner of the unnatural death is determined by rolling another 1d8 on table 3c unnatural. Rolling another 7 indicates Nadnito was tortured to death, a gruesome, yet intriguing fate. We shall now determine Nadnito's profession by rolling percentile dice on table 3a. A 71 indicates he was a farmer, which ties in well with Berklai's rural place of origin. Professions tend to run in families, so there is a 50% chance that Srusho is also a farmer and a 30% chance that Berklai worked as a farmer before taking up the adventuring life. A 20 indicates Srusho is a farmer and an 88 indicates that Berklai did not follow in his parents' footsteps. To determine Berklai's occupation, we roll percentile dice on table 3a other. A 19 indicates clergy, which includes lay church employees, such as housekeeper, groundskeeper, florist, etc. We need to check who raised Berklai by rolling percentile dice on table E, fostering. A 45 indicates Berklai was raised by his parents. Now we shall determine how many children there were in Berklai's family by rolling 1d6 on table 6d. A 3 indicates Berklai has or had 2 siblings. First we will check for their legitimacy on table 7b by rolling percentile dice. A 92 indicates Berklai was actually illegitimate. A 36 indicates sibling 1 is legitimate and a 100 indicates sibling 2 is also illegitimate. Illegitimacy can either be attributed to an extramarital affair or birth to an unmarried couple. Before we delve further into the illegitimacy causes, we check for twins or triplets on table 7c via rolling percentile dice. A 61 and 38 indicates no twins or triplets. Now we determine the gender and birth order of the siblings as per table 4a instructions by rolling 2d6 for each sibling. For the first sibling, we get 1 and 6, indicating an older sister named Zakshum. For the second sibling, we also get 1 and 6, another older sister, named Tiber. In this case, we need to determine which sister is older. A roll of 67 indicates Tiber is the eldest. So both Berklai and firstborn Tiber were the result of a liaison between Srusho and unknown fathers. Only the middle child, Zakshum, was legitimate. Now we shall determine if Berklai's half-sisters are still alive on table 3b. Tiber is still alive, however Zakshum died when she was 6 from collateral damage during a wild brawl. Tiber's occupation is determined via table 4b. A 29 indicates she is also a farmer. Next we see if Berklai has a family of his own. Rolling 1d8 on table 5 we get a 4, which indicates that Berklai is single and has never married. Now we shall use part of GAS 7, the Northern Reaches, character creation tables to generate additional background. We will determine Berklai's 12 personality traits. Berklai is of lawful alignment, so his base personality scores are rolled by 1d6 plus 12. Being a fighter, he gets +3 to courageous and -3 to cautious. Here are his initial traits following the character class modifiers. There are no national modifiers for the Black Coast region or Immortal served modifiers. Berklai's strongest personality trait is courage. He is above average in all other traits, except for being in the average range of cautious and forgiving. All around what you would expect from a lawful fighter and fairly likable except for his dogmatic views of the righteousness of the Church of Elemental Elevation. Next we check if Berklai has any afflictions or accidents by rolling percentile dice. A 5 indicates a minor accidental injury determined by rolling 1d10. A 5 indicates Berklai has disfiguring scars, reducing his charisma by 2. This means his original charisma was 17. Next we determine any important past experiences by rolling 4d6-3. The result of 7 indicates Berklai had a generous teacher, giving him +1 to constitution, so it was originally 14, and +1 to any general skill. Now we roll 1d20 on the character building table. A 2 indicates Berklai was humiliated and thrashed by a bully, reducing his traits of peaceful and forgiving both by 2. Finally, we check Berklai's combat experience by rolling 4d4-3. A 6 indicates he was involved in a small combat defending the church. He was uninjured and gains +1 to his courageous trait and -1 to his peaceful trait. So, here are Berklai's final personality traits. Peacefulness has been reduced by 3 from the bullying and combat incidents. Courageous has increased by 1 due to the combat experience. Finally, forgiving has reduced by 2 due to the bullying incident. With an intelligence of 16, Berklai gets 6 starting skills. Berklai received a 7th starting skill from having a generous priest teaching him. Berklai learnt to ride horses on the family farm. He is an average horseman with a riding skill of 12. From the Church of Elemental Elevation, Berklai put a lot of effort into learning first aid and wound treatment techniques, spending 3 extra skill slots to achieve a healing skill of 19. Also at the Church of Elemental Elevation, Berklai learnt how to value goods and assets, resulting in a respectable appraisal skill of 16. Berklai is naturally charismatic with a leadership skill of 15. As a first-level fighter, Berklai has basic mastery of 4 weapons. He learnt to use daggers and longbows on his family's farm. As a guard at the Church of Elemental Elevation, he learned to use normal and short swords. In addition to his native Black Coast common, Berklai learnt the tongues of the kobolds and storm giants. At the Church of Elemental Elevation, he learnt kobold from a dwarven guard and storm giant from a priest of the air elementalist sect. As a first-level fighter, Berklai gets 1d8 plus his constitution bonus of +1. Rolling a 4 results in 5 hit points. So, in summary, Berklai was born on a farm northeast of the town of Lima. He was raised with his 2 older stepsisters, Tiber and Zuxum, by his mother Srusho and his stepfather Nadnito. Tragically, Zuxum died as an innocent bystander during a wild brawl when she was only 6 years old. With Tiber starting work on the family farm, Berklai's keen mind led him to seek a different path. He became interested in the philosophies of the Church of Elemental Elevation, taking up a position as a church guard in the village of Marlebone to the northwest of his family farm. All was well, until his stepfather Nadnito was imprisoned last year by the Baron Alexander of Marlebone on charges of poaching. His father was tortured to death in the Baron's dungeon. Berklai decided he needed to leave Marlebone for his own safety. Hearing that adventuring was one way to fast-track prosperity and reputation, Berklai decided to journey far to the southern city of Porttown, a known adventurer's hub. So that is our first character, Berklai, created.